In this short video, we will discuss the concept of performative with reference to J.L. Austin and the concept of performativity with reference to Judith Butler. In English literature, we study performative in gender studies. However, this concept is multidisciplinary and is often used in law and economics too. Though Butler made this term quite popular, but she was not the one who coined it. Butler borrowed it from J.L. Austin, who first described it in his book How to Do Things with Words. We will discuss performative first with reference to Austin's philosophy of language and then with gender studies. So let me ask you one simple question. How do we use speech? What? You never thought of? Okay, let me explain. We say something while doing something else. So I am working on my system at the same time I am talking to my friend. I am walking and talking. So this is one kind of language use. But can you think of a type of language use where you say something and do the same thing? So saying is equal to doing. No. Let me give you a couple of examples. Consider these sentences and tell the difference. Sentence 1. I will give you 1000 rupees. Sentence 2. I promise to give you 1000 rupees. Sentence 1 can be evaluated as true or false. But sentence 2 is saying and promising at the same time. Therefore, saying and performing. In sentence 1, the speech is descriptive. Austin defined it as constitutive language. Whereas in sentence 2, the speech is performative. Similarly, when umpire raises his index finger, it is a performative act. In constitutive act, there is description, and in performative act, there is consummation of action. Now, we will look at how performativity is related to gender perspective. But before that, let me ask you a couple of questions. Did you watch any Bollywood movie? Generally, in Bollywood, hero is hero and villain is villain. So, if in a movie there are Amitabh Bachchan and Amrish Puri, we can say that Amitabh would be the hero and Amrish Puri would be the villain. So technically their roles are fixed, no confusion. Similarly, society also does not want any confusion. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and that's the end of the story. But Butler problematizes it. She says gender is also an act and gender is performative. I will explain it how, but before that you will agree that we all are sexed bodies, male, female and other. But problem starts when culture starts giving significance to them. So what is the significance? As Saussure said, one sign interacts with other sign for meaning. Similarly, if your one sign is male, then your other sign will be that you cannot cry. And if your one sign is female, then your other sign will be that you should be docile. So throughout your life, you perform in your gender what you have seen around you or what social, cultural and religious systems have taught you. Like a good Bollywood actor, your script of gender performance is nicely learned by you. So, if you do what society wants you to do, then you are socially intelligible. Otherwise, socially stupid. If you are heterosexual, then you are natural and socially intelligent. And if you are homosexual or lesbian, then you are pervert and socially stupid. And you may be penalized by law in some states. But this heterosexual performance of the gender is not voluntary but disciplinary. Generally, we are so well rehearsed in our roles that we find it natural. Our biology is a fact, but gender is a fiction. Gender is not fixed, but constructed. And gender is socially constructed. And it is not simply socially constructed, but complex socially constructed. How? Let me give you an example from a story from Mahabharata, where woman's sexuality was first controlled. You would agree that sex is a natural phenomenon, but marriage is a social institution. The story goes like this. Shvetketu saw his mother in the arms of another man. He got angry and complained to his father, who told him all women are free to do so as they wish. Shvetketu realized that it would become impossible for any man to know his biological father. So he decreed that henceforth a woman could have sexual relations only with her husband or with whoever he selected. Here, not only gender is constructed but also sex was controlled. Now coming back to Butler, she criticizes feminists for defining women. Instead, she said that feminists should focus on providing an account of how power functions and shapes our understandings of womanhood. So a mother thinks that girl must know cooking so that she can be a good wife. A girl thinks that if she is fair, then she is beautiful. Good wife, beautiful girl, virginity are the production of identities such as homosexual and heterosexual, and they are result of certain exclusions and concealments, and thus a site of regulations. We will discuss other such concepts in the next video. Thank you for watching.